Okay, I think it's going. My camera keeps cutting in and out, and if that happens this time, I'm just going to have to keep making 3-minute videos at a time and string these all together because I don't have a way to edit. Every time when I think I'm not going to be making videos and that I'm going to be totally quiet and stay at home and mind my own beeswax, somebody will, well, usually they'll ask me something really nice and I'll say, oh, okay, only because you asked me, or whatever. But I have never come back out of complete upset and anger. I cried like 4 times today, so I hope I've gotten it all out. And I wrote this, so that's what I'm reading. And James, this is for you, James at pandirasbox. I seriously do not know what's going on with you. And I'm talking about in reference to Archbishop Lazar. He's your elder, and you know that he's sick. Now, it seems you're leaving all kinds of comments on his videos, and, well, I don't want to argue about your opinions that you state as facts, because at that point, I guess there's no point to argue with you. But you will always find a way to twist the words against me, because you have all kinds of book knowledge, and I don't have any kind of a response to it. And when that happens, I don't voice my dissent to you, and I guess you walk around thinking 2 things. 1, that you're right, and 2, that I agree with you. I don't know about the first one, but I know the second one is not true. I don't agree with you. How could I even take the time to watch your 32-minute video after seeing the title? It was so offensive. The Gnostic strikes back, a reply to Archbishop Lazar about transgender insanity. Maybe I'm really speaking out of turn here because I did not take any time to watch your video. But if the title indicates the concept, I don't need to watch it. He didn't strike out at you, and the only insane thing about transgender is that people malign them constantly. Transgender people often commit suicide. So, if you really believe that the operation of corrective surgeries are a form of mutilation, because I think that's what I read in a comment of yours, you're further fostering that belief. And for those people who each day have to struggle with being born in a body or assigned a body that doesn't match who they are, you may as well be handing them a loading gun and telling them that no one cares about them. One day I was standing in church, and I was watching a little girl as she was approaching the chalice, and I thought, wow, she probably doesn't have any idea of all the implications of what she's doing at this point, but she knows that it's a benefit to her, and she feels better for having done it, because otherwise, she probably would have been struggling or not wanted to go or what have you. But she had been coloring, and then all of a sudden she got a very serious look on her face. She looked up and she wanted to cross her arms and start making prayers, and she got to do that. And I thought, we as adults make all kinds of explanations so complex, and this little lady probably understands it better than we ever could. She's not looking for excuses to exclude people. She's not looking for ways to prove her point. She doesn't spend time rounding up information to tell people why they're so very wrong. Why orthodoxy is wrong? James, if you're so right, then you don't need to prove it. Why do you spend so much time doing that? One of the things I learned from watching her is that studying and being correct has nothing to do with closeness to God. A person can have all the education in the world and not know a thing. And I can't imagine a God that would prefer earthly education to the expression of kindness from one human being to the other. I realize that I don't really have to study anything to know that I want to join the church, and that I don't have to study anything to know that I'm Orthodox, because I knew all that the second I walked in the church. I knew I was home, and that's all that matters. No one had to convince me of anything or explain it to me with really convoluted, difficult wording or whatever thing that I hadn't studied from some century and 200, I don't even know. So I will never be able to defend my position against you. You will always be able to tell me that I am wrong. And you might be correct on paper or logic or history or some kind of theology. What I do know is that when someone is struggling, you don't tell them that they're only struggling because they're wrong for who they are. Doing so only makes their struggle more painful. I would hope that wouldn't be Gnostic, would it? To tell people that? Unless, of course, you're going to tell me that by doing that, you're doing them one better by not allowing them to live a lie, and that Archbishop Lazar is also propagating that lie. Because if that's what Gnosticism would say, I would say I don't see anything different between it and any kind of fundamentalism where people were trying to convince me that I was hellbound and that they had to tell me of my evil ways and it was their duty. That's all crap that kept me away from anything close to Christianity, and to me it's outright evil. And to that, I have to voice dissent. Yes, I disagree with you. I think that that's an evil thing to say. And I find your position and using faith and religious texts, or whatever you want to call it, or some kind of science that you think, to hurt people, telling them that they are going against God, I think that is pure evil. If you think that's your job to tell people that corrective surgery is offensive to God, I guess I take the opportunity to say that I think you telling people are transgender that they're mentally ill is offensive to God and His creation. Have some respect for His creation. If you feel compelled to make a video against me, go ahead. I'm not going to watch it. I'll probably be spending the day trying to figure out ways to have enough energy to do anything, including helping people who feel that they've been cast out and aren't lovable. I wonder how many friends you've ever had who were transgender. I wonder how many family members. Well, I could say I have both. Not to brag, but that's the truth. How many friends here on YouTube? The ones I love. I don't count them. How many people in my church are transgendered? I have no idea, because I don't count there either. We have all kinds of person in that congregation and in the choir. And if they weren't all welcome, I couldn't go to that church. All that peace you wish on others at the end of each video. I hope that anything you said in your video could have brought peace to any of those people. But from my heart, I do wish that to you.